How you guys doing? It's Dr. Shaw. I wanted to show you some ways you can take care of some basic emergencies at home. I'm getting some calls and pictures of it, so I thought I'd try and show you a couple things you can do at home. So try to get a spot where there's a lot of light. You can lay the patient down. This is our dental chair over here. This is my son. I'm gonna say hello. And you can try to set up something behind. If you want, you can even put your son or daughter's lap or head in your lap, and you can work on them that way. But I'm gonna try it this way. I'm gonna show you some basic things from home that you can use. You can come on this way, Ravi. So try to have a hammer, a wrench, a switchblade, and a 3/4 inch thick screw. I'm just kidding. You actually don't need any of these things over here. That was just for fun. But things that you could use is toothpick, a nail cutter, and you should have gotten some wax in your original kit that when you started treatment. So if you have these things, that'd be ideal. So come on up a little closer. So, chin up high there. So two things that you'll normally see in your child. Come on a little closer here this way. So one thing you'll see is like a chain, so where they're all connected. And the other option is you might see little ties like this. So a common call we're getting is, this bracket is broken and it's bouncing up and down. How do I take it off? So you'll notice there's this red rubber band that's holding the bracket to the wire. Now you're gonna probably break a lot of these toothpick. I did when I was trying to do it earlier. But what you wanna try to do is get as sharp a toothpick as you can, and you wanna try to squeeze it between the bracket and that elastic, and then you're gonna simply take it off like so, okay? Now, it was easy for me to remove it because the bracket wasn't moving. Now, if this bracket was broken, you may have to find a way to hold it with your fingertip, squeeze it against a tooth, and then remove it that way, all right? Now, if you can't remove it, the other thing that happens is this will be sliding back and forth. So you can take it and push it all the way buttered up against the last bracket that's sturdy, and they'll also stop it from moving around. If you can't slide it back, or you can't take the tie off, once you take the tie off, by the way, you can easily remove that bracket. If you can't, and if it's flipping around, you can also flip it over so that it's flush against the tooth, and you can rest just like that. Stay right where you are, Ravi. The other thing that's gonna become your friend is a ball of wax. So if you have a wire that's poking you or something in the back that's poking you or a hook, you wanna try to get a pretty big size wax. If you take a small amount, it's not gonna work. So you wanna take a big ball like so, turn this way, and say this hook is bothering you. You wanna put, open a little bit, buddy, sorry. You wanna put a big ball, kinda like so. Now, the more common area where it's gonna poke you will probably be somewhere towards the back, so you can do the same thing in the back, but I just did it here for example. The other common thing that you can do is try to use a nail cutter like this. Try to get a little heavy gauge nail cutter and make sure you've washed it and so on and so forth. Open, so let's say this wire is long in the back and it's hurting him or poking him in the back, and you have no way of clipping it in the back. One thing you could do is wherever you have access to it, so I'm gonna kinda reach right here. This is kind of a heavy wire, so if it's really heavy, it may not work, but I'm gonna try it. You can, wherever you have access to, you try to grab that. Yep, so come on up. Just show me real quick. So the wire that he has is a little too heavy to cut with a nail cutter, but I want to give you kind of an example. If you're early to middle part of your treatment, these nail cutters will clip it enough that you can cut the wire. Come on closer. Once you cut it, once you clip the wire, so let's say you cut it here and the wire's long in the back, any kind of instrument that you have, you can grab the wire and pull the backside off and it'll just slide right out. So come on up this way. So sorry, I couldn't show you how to cut it, but you can use any kind of wire cutter. So I get to cheat because I'm a dentist. These are the type of wire cutters that we would use, for example. So I'll show you, open. If you can get any kind of wire cutters, if you can, you're gonna try to reach over wherever you can and just kind of clip it. You can see how the wire got cut. And then you can take the back part that was long, you can grab it wherever you can get a grip on it, and the wire will simply slide out. And if you grab it that way, you can clip the wire again here. I'll show you one more time. wherever you can clip the wire and you can slide it out like so. The only time you don't want to clip the wire and slide it out, so if these ties are left behind on the brackets, there's no harm. But if you have a chain and you cut the wire and you pull the wire out, you don't want to leave the chain on the tooth alone. So if you have to take this wire out, make sure, I'm going to use a better toothpick. The way you untie these chains, same thing that we talked about before. You kind of loop around like so. And then that chain is off. Once you get that chain off, you can remove the bracket, but try to peel the chain off the entire way. All right. So those are some basic things: how to cut a wire, how to pull the wire out, how to use the wax, and how to move the bracket so it doesn't keep rotating and flipping over. I hope that helps. Hope to see you guys soon. Thank you, Oman.